Welcome to the University of Hertfordshire, a community nestled in green spaces just north of London. So, where exactly are we? We have two campuses in Hatfield. Getting here is an absolute breeze. We are a 25-minute train ride from London's King's Cross station, and we have direct rail links from Stevenage, Welwyn Garden City, Cambridge and North London. 𝐂𝐻, your university bus service, ensures you can get to campus easily, whether that's from Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire or North London. Discounted fares on the whole of the 𝐂𝐻 network and a free shuttle between campuses means it's not just a bus, it's your ticket to independence, exploration and adventure. We are very well connected via the M25 and A1M if you choose to drive. Our nearby park and ride is super convenient, and we also have limited on-campus parking. So, whether you are coming by train, bus or by car, getting here couldn't be easier. Join us at the University of Hertfordshire, where ideas move at a different pace.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to another live session with our prominent university, Hertfordshire. We are very proud to work with Hertfordshire for many years. We have our guest today, Jamie Brannon, who joined us from London. He will go through all those important bits and pieces about the university. I would like to mention that we have a festival, the education fair coming up in Saturday, which is just a day after tomorrow in Hotel Serena. It's in Bonani. All the students are welcome. Hertfordshire University will be there, so I would encourage you to come and join and visit us. There will be a spot admission or any other query you may have about Hertfordshire. We'll be able to assist you. Hi, Jamie. Just to start with, how are you keeping today?
Hi, yes. Thank you so much for having me on today. It's a real pleasure to work with you guys and be able to sort of reach out to the students in Bangladesh and across the world as well. I will do a short introduction and just introduce myself. I am the Regional Customer Success Manager for the University of Hertfordshire, specifically for the South Asia region. And I'm going to be here to answer any questions that you or any students have today and make sure that everyone goes out of this session more informed and eager for more information in the future.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you. Okay, so we'll start with the location of the university, if you can explain, please.
Yeah, absolutely. You may have seen on that video that came up just before the session started. University is located in Hatfield in Hertfordshire. This is just about 25 minutes north of central London. There's a direct train into King's Cross, which takes roughly 24 minutes and is a very easy access to London, but while still holding that closeness and ruralness so that you have the opportunity to be away and study in an environment which is safe and secure.
Thank you. And what about the history of the university? Like, how old is the university? Is it a public or private university? So the student will know.
Yeah, absolutely. So the university got its university status in 1992. But actually, it's been an educational institute for many years. And it used to actually previously be an aviation and healthcare polytechnic college, and it's just obviously got its university status in 1992. What that means is that we're fairly young in terms of a university, but what that means is that we also have a modern outlook and a modern campus available to students.
That's excellent. And what subject do you offer in the university?
So we have a really long list. So what I will do is I'll outline a few of the key subjects so that we can understand. We do have over 700 different professionally focused degrees. So I'm not going to list all of them here, but I will go through the fact that we have programs within the area of business, computer science, engineering, law, healthcare, nursing. There's so many to actually choose from. So if you are interested in any particular or specialized programs, do visit the website and see if we have something to offer within your field. We also have just launched our MRes program. For those of you who don't know, that's a Masters of Research program. And we'll also be launching our medical programs in September 2026. So the programs that we offer continue to adapt and continue to grow as we get older.
That's excellent. As you just mentioned about MRes, that's very exciting news, which was recently launched, and we have lots of application already been submitted from our Bangladeshi team and also our Nigerian team. Like, it's very competitive as well. At the same time, only I think roughly around 400 seats, if I'm right, like, isn't it?
Yeah. So when it comes
Yeah,
to
so
this program,
yeah,
it is a very competitive program, and we've launched it just last week, and we've already received thousands of applications. So just if you are interested in this program, now is the time to apply, but also ensure that if you are applying to this program, that this is the right program for you, because there is quite a critical approval and eligibility process for this program. So just ensure that you are applying early, and also you're getting all of your documentations in on time so that we can provide you the right guidance.
that's right. So we have our expert team, and we have direct communication with Hertfordshire. So we know what are the documents, what are their criteria and requirements, like, So if you have any questions or concern, obviously you can apply with the spouse as well. So feel free to contact us. It would be a great pleasure, I think, to join our education fair just this Saturday, so that, like, you can directly talk to the university. There will be a large number of students coming into the fair. We have another fair in Sylhet, which is going to be 26th, and then the next one is 27th. So if you can make 19th, you still have a choice for 26 or 27. But especially for MRes, I would encourage to apply as early as possible, because there is a big competition as well. So don't delay. Just pop into us. We'll guide you. There's no problem. Uh, just going back to tuition fees, how much would be roughly tuition fees for undergraduate and postgraduates, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously the fees range depending on the program. As I said before, we have 700 different programs, and a lot of them have
Yeah.
different obviously tuition fees. So the tuition fees vary between £15,950 up to £23,000 depending on the program that you're applying for. So what I recommend you do is, if you do come down to the fair, either in Dhaka or Sylhet, just confirm which programs are at which tuition fee range, so that you can be sure of your financial planning in the future.
That's right, excellent. And if you just talk about scholarship as well, please, so that student will know.
Yeah, of course. The great thing is that this is the right time to apply. So this event that is taking place in Dhaka and Sylhet is when you need to be sort of securing your seat. We do have an early bird discount on offer. So for undergraduate students, if you're securing your seat with your deposit before the end of the month, then you'll be eligible for a £1,500 scholarship per year. If you're joining our postgraduate programs, then there will be a £2,000 early enrollment discount if you're enrolling, or if you're putting down your deposit before the end of the month. If you are not able to meet this deadline and it's too soon for you, there may be future opportunities. But as I said, this will be the best early bird offer that is available. and it will only get there will be scholarships, but they won't be as big and as large as the ones that are on offer right now.
That's perfect. And what's the timeline for a scholarship? Let's say if somebody wants to go for September, you think to get the early bird?
Now is the time to apply, but the early bird that we have running at the moment will expire at the end of this month. So really, the applications, the earlier you apply, the more benefit that you get out of it. So if you're waiting for better opportunities in the future, or in terms of scholarship, there won't be one. You need to get involved as soon as possible.
That's perfect. So just to make it clear, like, if you really want to get the highest scholarship, please talk to us. We will process the application as soon as possible. And Hertfordshire administration and application team is very fast. Like the offer letter, it takes only 1 or 2 days to get the offer letter. So we can guide you to make the payment. At least you can secure your scholarship, and then you can take your time, preparing the bank and other logistic support so that you can apply for the visa. But main concern is to get the application first, and then the offer letter, and then secure application. And after that, you can just do it in a steady pace. And roughly, what documents do they need, you think, for undergraduate? Not documents. Let's say IELTS requirements or PT or Duolingo. Like, what's the requirements for GMP?
Yeah, so we have a few different eligibility requirements, obviously, that need to be met, which also depend on the program that you're applying for. So most of the programs that we will require a GPA of 4.0 or above. And then there are some programs that require a 4.5 GPA or above. And then what we have is also an English language requirement. So this would be IELTS, this would be Duolingo, this would be a variety of different English language qualifications that you can do. What I recommend you do is go through the English language and speak to the team in Bangladesh to discuss what the best opportunity is for you and what English language requirement would help you best get application and in the timeline that you want.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, so our counselors, they've been working with Hertfordshire, I think the longest time, it's many years, so they know their requirements and everything. Each year we send a large number of students to Hertfordshire, so there is no problem helping you out. Like if you have any queries, you can just visit us. We'll be able to help you. What about the accommodation and other facilities you have in the campus?
Let me just touch briefly first. I believe there was a question in the chat. I know we'll come to the questions in the future, but I'll also just touch on the postgraduate entry requirements as well. So if you are applying for a postgraduate program with us, we require a 2.4 GPA and a 4-year bachelor's degree. So what you can do is if you submit those documentation, depending on the program that you're applying for, there may be further documentation required, but obviously the team is so well versed with all of our programs. If you discuss it with them, they'll be able to guide you as to what is required, but the 2.4 GPA is required and the 4-year bachelor's degree.
Perfect, thanks. And if you touch on the accommodation facilities you have in the campus.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing that I'd like to mention about the accommodation, and we're one of the few universities that provide this guarantee, but all of our international students during their first year of study, if they're doing multiple years of study, are guaranteed a place at our accommodation on campus. On campus, we have a few different accommodation buildings. Our campus is over 125 acres in space, and we have different accommodations on different campuses depending on your specialization. And also we have different types of rooms as well. So we have single ensuite rooms, we have shared accommodation, we have shared kitchen facilities, but also in these accommodations, they have social areas. There's obviously gyms and all of these types of things available to students so that they continue their everyday life as they would back home.
That's perfect. And at the same time, they have in the campus, or they can rent out some private property if they want. Like, there is no it depends on their budget and everything.
Absolutely. So, funnily enough, right next to the office that I'm sitting in right now is our on-campus realtors, and they can actually help students find off-campus accommodation as well, should they require it, or should it be more beneficial to them.
Perfect. Yeah. And what about the Asian community? Is it a large Asian community you see around there?
Yeah, so we have a huge South Asia community here at the University of Hertfordshire. I was going to save this because I've just found this this statistic, and I wanted to save it for another time. But I do have an official statistics that across Bangladesh and South Asia, Hertfordshire is the number one recruited as per the latest HESA data. So we are one of the largest recruiters of the South Asia region. We have fantastic restaurants and facilities available to students from the South Asia region, as well as obviously everything else that you could possibly want.
That's really great. And what would be the employment rate after the graduation, you think, for these students?
So employability is a huge part of what we do at the university. Employability is not just simply having someone in a degree go into one particular job and then that's it done. What we're trying to do during the program itself, from the very start to the very end, is prepare students for their profession and for their careers, not just a singular job. And what we have is a few different statistics that we look at when it comes to employability. But our overall employability rate is 96.8, one of the highest in the region, and is a fantastic, fantastic opportunity for students to come to a university and be able to find jobs. Of course, we cannot guarantee it to every single student, but 96.8 is probably the highest rate that you're going to find.
That's very high rate, And how do you help students? You obviously have career advice department, helping students preparing CB and providing guidelines and collaboration with prospective employers and things like that.
Yeah. So there's a huge amount of support on campus. I'll touch on careers, but I'll also touch on the whole of our Hutton Hub. So right at the front of our university, we have something called the Hutton Hub. The Hutton Hub is the hub for students to go to if they need any kind of support. So in that building, there is a finance center. So if you have any questions or concerns regarding your student finance or anything along those lines, you have that available to you there. There is an academic registry. So if you have any questions regarding deadlines or any questions regarding your student activity, you have that right there. You have a student union where you can get involved in the extracurriculars happening outside of the classroom. You have a medical clinic where you can go, and if you're not feeling well or if you need to get some particular tests done, you have easy access to right at the front of the university. We have a mental health section where students can get guidance and see mental health professionals. And then, of course, our biggest component of that building will be our careers and employability section, where, as you said, students can get state-of-the-art advice. They can be involved in events and fairs, and they can obviously have direct communication with some of the leading companies across the globe, and they have direct communication through our network.
That's excellent. Is there anything else you want to mention before we take any questions, or should we go ahead with the question?
I'm happy to take on some questions. I can see that there are some very eager applicants in the chat, so I'm happy to take on some questions.
Okay, sure. Thanks. Yeah. What is the minimum CGPA required for master's course?
So the minimum required CGPA would be 2.4 from a 4 years bachelor's degree.
Are there any PhD course available?
Yes, there are PhD programs available, but it is not done through the same admissions process and it's not administrated through the same means. So you will have to go to your agent and they will be able to guide you as to how to apply for a doctoral program, because there is a completely different set of requirements and procedures that are involved with that type of study.
Study gap do you accept for MS courses?
So for the MRes, usually we're going to cap it at about 5 years. The current data we're working off of is 2 years for a bachelor's program and 5 years for a postgraduate program. Obviously, the lesser the gap, the better for the MRes program in particular, more for the sake of your study than anything else, because obviously it is a very specialized program, but 5 years would be the cap.
Do you accept 3 years plus course?
So generally, no. But obviously there are 3-year programs that we do accept. If you want to double check, obviously do speak to our team in Bangladesh and they'll be able to guide you. But generally, I would say no.
Often that process is toward and you please tell me the deadline of that.
Oh, that's a fantastic question. Quite honestly, I'm not 100% sure. What I would ask you to do is maybe drop us a line or drop the team in Bangladesh a line, and we will get that answered for you. I don't know the exact deadline off the top of my head.
What is the 𝐂𝐡𝐶 requirement for research course?
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to the requirement, we're looking for a 7.0 or equivalent for the research courses. It does have a higher requirement than other postgraduates. So just be aware that it will be a 7.0 or equivalent. For LLM, it would be exactly the same. LLM is one of the programs that has the higher English language requirement. So it's going to be a 7.0 or equivalent. For the undergraduate programs, it depends on the course, of course. But what we will say is it's going to be 6.0 for majority.
Offer letter after applying.
So the application process is super simple, and if you're applying with all of your documentation, everything that you need, which our team will be able to support with in Bangladesh, please just note that you will most likely receive either a piece of communication asking for further documentation or an offer letter within 48 hours. So the turnaround time is super quick, and you get all of the information ready at your doorstep as soon as possible.
Okay, that's fine. Well, we could have more questions. Normally, after the live session, we get so many queries in our Facebook, because we have limitation of time, so we won't be able to answer all the questions.
No
But
problem.
I'd like to say thank you to everyone, because it was an excellent conversation, and we find it very handy because the student can directly interact with the university instead of just talking to us, that's why we usually host this big education expo, which is this Saturday. You will get to see university like Hertfordshire, and then it is not just about the UK. It will be university from USA, Canada, Australia, Malta, and Dubai. Like, it's a very big event. So if any of the students or their relatives are interested to study abroad, obviously you can just drop in. There is no registration fee or anything. The door will be open from 10 o'clock, and I will just repeat the location again. It's in Hotel Serena. It's in Dhaka City, in Bonani, which is this Saturday, 19th of April. Then there is another one in 26th of April in Sylhet, and Molubi Bazaar is going to be 27th. So you can give us a call. What we can do, we can make an appointment. So if you like to talk to Hertfordshire, we can just give you a slot. You don't have to wait in the queue or things like that. You can directly talk to the university. Whatever the question you may have, it's not too late, because September we have enough time. But we want to apply as soon as possible so that you can secure the scholarship and everything, just to make a smooth process for you. In Ian Global, we don't really charge any service charge or anything for students, so there is nothing to lose. There is no risk involved. If you're applying through us, we are direct partner with the university. So thank you everyone for watching. I would love to see everyone in the event. And I would like to give a special thanks to Jamie. I know he's busy, but still he joined us, gave us his precious time. So it's been a pleasure to see you and have you in the show.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the time today. And I know that there's loads and loads more questions that are going to come forward. So if you do have any questions, do come and visit the event on Saturday and get all of your questions answered.
Exactly. Thanks a lot. Take care of yourself, Jamie. Would love to see you in Bangladesh very soon.
I'm sure I'll be there very, very soon. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Take care of yourself. Take care.